still alive. Hey, I figured I'd get on here and we'll talk about something that's going to bore the hell out of you. But it should be said. You've got people out there, government in particular, that's always trying to trick you into things, get you under their control, by having you enter into contracts and so on and so forth, and by threatening you with, you name it, everything, force, violence, uh, going to jail, the whole 9 yards if you don't comply with something that's voluntary. Okay? It's all voluntary crap, but they want you in that contract and they will threaten you and terrorize you and bully you into a contract. Okay? And it's just like, with your Social Security and your straw man all capped and blah blah blah, all that stuff. And these guys that go and fight that stuff and come up with like Brandon Joe Williams and people like him. They go out and they get into the codes and they get into the federal law and statutes and blah blah blah, and they do a good job of trying to help you get out of this beast system, the system they set up. I mean that's all good, okay? It's another way to help. My attitude's real simple. They tricked you into all this. They've broken the contracts, and the contracts are unlawful, illegal to begin with. Okay? Unconscionable. So with all that being said, because they never gave you full disclosure on any of this either. Anyways, you see, when you were made, God formed you in his image. Okay? Then when you were born, God gave you dominion over all this. Gave you dominion over the land, the earth, the waters, the land, the trees, the vegetation, over the animals, the fish, it gave you dominion over all this, okay? Because he created it, and he created you in his image. So with that being said, these people, that's why they're always trying to trick you into their contracts. Oh, you entered in, you voluntarily entered in under trickery, lies, coercion, unconscionable, the whole 9 yards. And then not to limit it, like I said earlier, about, violence. You don't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, can't do that. You do this, we're going to come bust your skull in. We're going to throw you in jail. We're going to fine you. It's always something with these people. Always bullying you, always threatening you. Because they want you in that contract. And like I said, Brandon, Joe Williams, people like him, work within their system, using their system against them. Smart way to do things, okay? I'm just going a step further and saying, none of this. It's all imaginary. It's all bullshit. It doesn't matter. Because the fact of it is who gave these people, these few, the minority, the super minority, the not even the 1%ers, to dictate to you the straw man and all the contracts and all the bullshit? When the fact of the matter is we're all co-equal in this. See? We're owners. Well, if you look at it God's way, God owns everything. He allows us to have dominion over these things, okay? They're still his things. Everything's God's. But he allows us, okay, to make our decisions and so on and so forth about how we want to live, how we want to, what we want to eat, and so on and so forth. Government isn't like that. Government is controlling. Government is evil. Government is bad. I mean, pretty much that's how it works. And that's really all I got on here to say. Well, besides maybe another thing, I'll just touch on it. You know, no, it's really Jerome Powell because he quote lied about the the renovation or the building or whatever of some offices there in the Fed, and it's a couple $1 billion, which I mean I don't know how the hell you spend like $2.5 billion. I mean that for some office renovate offices like this that's crazy. But put that aside, put the price tag aside. They asked him in Congress whether he what he knew about it, and they asked him specifically about this. He said no, no, no. But when they got into it, yes, 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 they were happening. They were doing this. They were doing that. So now they got him for perjury. Now they can control him, see? And they basically want him out of the Fed, so interest rates will lower. Which, if they lower interest rates, that's good for the government. Well, good for everybody, but it's good for the government from the standpoint the interest that we pay on the debt is less. So it can hopefully get paid off quicker. If that's possible. I don't know. We'll see. But, so Jerome Powell, they got him over a barrel. They're splitting hairs with him. I mean, really. I mean, he misspoke, didn't know the exact what was really going on. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons why he might have said what he said. And to go after somebody for that little bullshit, I mean, come on. He lied to us. He didn't know about the offices. Who cares? Really, I mean, my attitude about it is really, who cares, It's not like he did something very grave here. But this is the thing with Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff goes and puts his principal residence as Maryland. He's a California congressman, and he lied on his form that his primary residence is Maryland. Okay. I mean, like, wow. I mean, that's like Jerome Powell. Wow. I mean, boy, we really got you. I mean, it's like splitting hairs. It's like kind of like minuscule bullshit to me. The bigger issue with that is, with myself, is he's a congressman from California, and his primary residence is Maryland. Well, if his primary residence is Maryland, how the hell can he represent California? Say, now his primary resident was California. Oh yeah, no problem. That's where you're representing. You're supposed to live there. But if his primary resident is Maryland and he's living in Maryland, how the hell can you represent the people in California? That's fraud and a whole bunch of other stuff. Now that's more serious to me than some bullshit little check mark on a HUD form or whatever. And then on top of that, let's say Congress says, well, yeah, I mean, you're representing California. You don't live in California. You don't have anything to do with, quote, really California. So every vote that you have made in Congress is stricken from the record. Yay or nay, it doesn't matter. Everything that you have done is gone. It would be just like President Biden if they could prove he was not with it, and the auto pen and a whole bunch of other stuff, that may just reverse his whole presidency or null and void it. And that brings me to Obama. These people are still stuck on this Russia thing, and it's like the MI6 guy that Hillary hired to make this up has already come forward long time ago and said, yeah, she paid me to make it up. It's all made up. It's not true. But they're still saying, oh, it's all true, blah, 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 blah. An MI6, like, like, what is that? England's, like CIA, FBI guys, big, snoop spy guys or whatever, admits it's all fabricated. And they're still holding to the narrative that, oh, it's all true. See, this is what the problem is. See, Obama committed a lot of Hillary. There's enough blame to go around for everyone. All I want to really say about it is this. You have people that lie, make things up, deceive, the whole 9 yards, right? Sooner or later, in this world that we're in, things come to light. The truth comes out, okay? But then in the afterlife, after you're dead and you're judged and everything, the truth comes out on everything. So everything that you ever lied about, anything you've done that was deceitful, that wasn't honest, so on and so forth, it comes out at the very end of your, it comes out. It's all made public. It's in the light. So these people think they're pulling a fast one, and they're not. They're just condemning themselves even further. Scar went out. Anyways, see, you understand. You see where I'm going with all this. You see, if you're going to say, I'm created in the image of God, I have domain over everything, blah, 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 you damn well better follow God's commandments. You say, you can't just stand here and say one thing, and your deeds, the things you do, say another thing about you. If you're going to say God, blah, 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 okay, then you better follow God's commandments. So when they sit down and look at you and go, well, yeah, I mean, the Bible, here it is. This is what it says. I mean, you're supposed to put your hand on the Bible and swear and all this and that stuff. So you can't sit here and tell me the Bible's full of crap, because this is how it all comes down to the Bible. Our whole operating system here in this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. The Bible. Your laws are the same way. Of course, the lawless one gets in there with his trickery and plays games. But this is why you have to be above reproach and follow God's laws. You see, there's going to come a time when you're going to have to take the mark of the beast to buy or sell. Most of you are going to take it. Why? You won't have a job. You can't pay your bills. You can't go to the store and buy food. You can't buy gasoline for your car. You can't buy insurance. You can't pay for your home. You can't pay for electricity. You can't pay for nothing. You can't even have a job. So most of you are going to be like, oh, I better take the mark. And some of you that are very wealthy will take the mark because, oh, I'm not sure. Why should I? I mean, look at what I got, Well, that's fine. I mean, you could lose your soul and burn in hell because you made your alliance and your allegiance with Satan. Okay? See, the ones that say, I don't care. I don't care how much money I have. I don't care that I can't buy or sell. I mean, I care, but my allegiance is with the Lord, with God. And God will take you and he will stand up for you. He will put his arm around you and protect you. And and not only that, but let's say they want to kill you and they do. Okay. Come on in. You showed me who you were. You stood up for me. You put your life on the line and they took it. And you still didn't waver. You're going to go to heaven because you're a believer. You stood up for God, Jesus. You stood your ground. A lot of people, it shows you how little faith they have. So, folks, that's kind of like all over the map. I know. But hey, it's all good. You know, it's all good. You know, you want to be a lying, stinking little son of a bitch, that's fine. You know, it's all good. The truth is going to come out about you and all your dirty, dastardly deeds you did in the dark and conspire and everything else. And a lot of people will still sit there and go, oh, Trump's convicted, Trump convicted, Trump's convicted. Go back and watch the congressional hearings on this. They lied, made things up. I mean, man, yeah. Trump walks into the Supreme Court with that, they're going to slap it down and say, what the hell? And actually the judges and the prosecutor and everybody else involved in that should be sitting in prison for conspiracy, RICO charges, the whole 9 yards, and they're the ones that should be sitting in prison. So hopefully we'll see some heads roll. I don't care if I'll put it this way. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. I don't care. Wherever it leads, put these scoundrels somewhere where they can't be doing this crap. Get rid of them. Clean house. You know? So, folks, you have a good one. Hopefully I'll get back on track here and start making some videos more like on a regular basis. Well, maybe you don't want me to. maybe you just go, man, go fade off into the distance somewhere. So maybe that's the way it should be. I don't know. I just get busy doing things, and I just, you know, I couldn't tell you what day of the week it was, what day it is. Like I said, I couldn't tell you what month it is. I just get busy doing things, and just everything is just one big long whatever, you know. You know how it is. You all get busy, and the same things happen to you. You know, I mean, you're all punching time. Well, I'm not going to say y'all do, but a lot of you do. I don't, but a lot of you do punch time clocks, and somebody's keeping track and score and this and that stuff. So you have a little better handle on things than I do, as far as that goes. So you folks take care out there. It's not getting easier. Hopefully it will, but like I said, we're living, I believe. If this ain't the last days, I don't know what the hell the last day is going to look like. That leads you into Armageddon. You understand? I mean, they just passed that crypto bill thing, you know, the bills. Mark of the Beast stuff now. You see what I'm talking about? This is a whole new system they're talking about. That's never happened in your lifetime or mine or hell, you could be 100 years. I don't know. You'd have to be pretty old. 1913. I mean, that was the last time it happened. But you know, so folks, there's a lot of things going on in the background in the shadows that we're not privy to. That's why I always tell you, be right by God. Get your soul in order. Get your heart in order. Because you never know. You never know. They've been saying a lot of animals and stuff have been leaving or the Yellowstone or and stuff. Bears and bison and birds and things. So maybe they're detecting something that we can't or we're not. You see, that we're not privy to. And I'll put it this way: if the government knew something, they're not going to tell you because it'd be havoc. Everything would turn to shit real fast. And after it happens, it will turn to shit real fast. But they don't want it to do that. They want to keep everything under their control as long as they can. Say. So just think about it. Be prepared as best you can. God's grace is still here. He's given you time to prepare. Okay? Prepare your soul, your heart first, and then prepare the rest. Put your trust in the Lord. He will take care of you. He will. He doesn't lie. Unlike this world. Y'all have a good one.